So today, as you can see, I'm chilling with my dogs.
Let's chill it out, girl. Yeah.
Because today I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to consider before thinking of getting a dog. Samanan tumelang bulweni abusheni dimacheroni. Salam alaikum, namaste. Good day, goeiedag, away massacres. My name is Winston and welcome to my channel Bushes at Boer. On this channel we discuss everything relating to small scale farming and those small projects that you can do yourself, save on some money, and even use what we are sharing with you today to start that small business or that side hustle and even turn it into an empire. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts to think about before getting a dog. And the reason why I'm doing this is I've been asked so many times about dog advice and all of that. I just thought, let me just make this video. But also I want to come up and say that I am no expert. I don't know everything. There are people that knows a lot more than what I do. I'm just sharing with you based on my own experience, based on my own research that I've done. So I'm gonna break it down as far as I can to give you as much possible information. Now, the first thing I want to also mention is that I want to give credit to a video that I saw of Caesar Milan. You know Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer? I saw a video where he posted on YouTube where he explained how to decide which puppy you want or which breed you want. And I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description of this video, and you can go look at it. So this video is credit to him, but I'm also going to add my own experiences to what we've experienced regarding having dogs around. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, why do you need a dog? Why do you want a puppy? Why do you want a dog? If you can answer that question, it will make it so much easier to decide which breed and whether or not you want a dog in the future. Why am I saying why? It's because there are so many breeds out there, and you want to understand what kind of breed you want. Now, Caesar Milan talks about all dogs are born with a degree. That means that as humans would go to a university or technicon or whatever, and we will study for a specific subject, and we will get a degree for that specific qualification. Now, dogs are bred for a specific purpose. So that means that you will not be able to teach a dog of a certain breed to do the things that he was born or bred to do. They do it naturally. That means you need to understand what type of dog you want. Let's take a Boer Bull, for example. A Boer Bull was bred in South Africa to protect or to work on the farm, to protect farm animals, to protect the farmers. It's a working dog. It's a big breed, and it's agile. It can work around. It has a lot of stamina. It can lay there like the whole day as you think it does, but it has a lot of stamina. Let's look at a husky. A husky was bred as a sled dog, and because of the long fur, it was bred in Siberia, hence the name Siberian Husky, because it's very cold there. So it's also bred to work, to pull sleds across from one place to another. It was used to transport goods from one place to another. Let's look at Jack Russells. As small as it is, it was bred to hunt. It was bred to go dig up rodents and stuff, whatever the hunter was hunting, to go into those holes and dig up whatever it was hunting. Let's look at the last one, a Chihuahua. My cousin asked, so why was a Chihuahua bred? I actually looked it up. A Chihuahua was bred just as a companion, but also a Chihuahua was bred for rituals. That was like the sacrificial lamb in certain rituals. But believe it or not, it was also bred as food. People ate Chihuahuas. Let's look at one last one, Golden Retriever. It was bred as a hunting dog because people would shoot pigeons, and that dog is supposed to go and run into those thick grass and go to retrieve whatever animal that was hunted. Hence the name Golden Retriever. So if you understand what kind of breed you are interested in and what the dog is all about, the question now becomes that you must understand that a dog can live for 13 years and older. That means whatever you decide, whatever you need to do in order to keep a dog, you're going to do it for 13 years and older. So if a dog, like what I've described, is like a working dog, is busy, is your lifestyle going to be in a way where you will be able to fit in the dog's schedule of grooming, if it's a husky or a German shepherd or a Pomeranian that has long hair? Will you be able to do that for 13 years? Will you be able to exercise a burbu because they have a lot of energy to burn off? Will you be able to do that for so many years? That's a lot of things that you have to consider. And the one thing that I will suggest you do is, if you have a certain breed that you are interested in, go to the breeder and discuss what that breed is all about, so they can explain to you the pros and the cons, because with every breed there's pros, there's cons, and you need to understand that to be able to understand, will you be able to fit that into your lifestyle, and will you be able to look after the dog and see to its needs. There's something like I mean if you are the person that goes out a lot, regardless of the breed that you have, you need to be able to spend some time with the dog. I mean, if you live in a townhouse, you can't be keeping a Boerboel, you can't be keeping a husky, you can't be keeping a golden retriever. You need a lap dog, like a Chihuahua, like a Yorkie. If you live on a farm, you can't be only buying a Chihuahua, for instance. Then now you can look at the Rottweilers and the Boerboels and the Huskies and all of that. But if you look at a Husky, will you be able to look after or how can I say, stimulate it? Because any dog can be destructive. So you need to be able to look after the needs of a specific breed. So go to a breeder, discuss what that breed is about, and see how it fits into your lifestyle, because it is going to change your lifestyle. So now maybe if you you already have a breed in mind, now you need to look at cost. So there's three things that's gonna affect the cost of having a dog. Let's look at food. Some people would feed raw, which is a bit expensive, but people have ways of working around it. So speak to people who feeds raw. Some people like me only feeds kibble, because I feel that the people that manufactures the dog food, they do intensive research to understand what the dog's needs are, and the pellet or the food that they produce will cater for all the dog's needs and nutrients and stuff. Some people will mix the food. I have one guy, also a breeder. He will feed the dog cooked rice, plain cooked rice, no salt, no spices and all that. Cooked rice mixed with raw sawdust or peppermints. And then the second feeding will be kibble, dry kibble. So he mixes it up like that, and he sees results. I mean, good feed, you will see the results in the dog's fur or coat, in the dog's poop, because it has to be like solid poop, and the dog's energy levels, just a happy dog. If you feed it happy, I mean, just look at us. I mean, if we had KFC, how happy we are. But tomorrow you have to eat pop and whatever, then you looked at yesterday's KFC and kind of like office, same thing with the dogs. I mean, you have to like feed them proper feeding. But now you look at the cost involved with that. If I look at the Boerboel, will you able to afford a 40 kilogram in 1 month, where compared to a smaller dog like a Chihuahua or a Jack Russell, where a 40 kilogram will actually last you 2-3 months? There is a cost involved for up to 13 years and longer. You need to look at if you want to mate the dog. I mean, mating costs something. I mean, you're going to have to feed the dog specific food. You're going to look after the puppies. There's vaccinations. And that brings me to the next one, and that's health. So the health of a dog is very important. I mean, if you're going to look at a puppy, there is certain vaccination schedules, and people have a lot of theories out there. But you know what? They can have whatever theories they have, but I believe in vaccinations. I was vaccinated against COVID. I'm gonna go for my second jab. I think it's tomorrow or the day after. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go check. Well, when I'm booked for, it's tomorrow. Actually, it's tomorrow afternoon. The same thing that we are facing right now, coronavirus, it's a virus that comes in once in a lifetime. Tomorrow it will be another virus, and the other day it will be another virus. With dogs, it's different. There's something called parvovirus, just as deadly. Canine distemper. And there are different viruses that can be prevented. As a human being, when we have babies, at 6 weeks you must go to the clinic, and they will, after that will be your first vaccination. Then after that they will give you a date to come back. Then when you go, then it'll give you another date, come back, and you will come back and back and back until the child is like 5-6 years, the last one. And you will need that, because when your child has to go to school, you're going to have to present proof that your child has gone through the whole program. Now with dogs it's the same thing. First vaccination at 6 weeks, 3 weeks later the second one, 3 weeks later the third one, and with the third one you get a rabies injection as well. Now rabies is very dangerous, because if your dog is infected with rabies and it bites a human being, it can be fatal. I'm going to tell my stories of all my dogs with you, and because I need this to be out there. I mean, I have the information, I have the experience. I would like to share it with everybody so you guys can know what it's about. But to get your dog vaccinated will be beneficial to you. You'll be protecting yourself, you'll be protecting your dog, and you will be protecting other people, because you have a responsibility to protect them. And even with the vaccinations, it's deworming. When it's a puppy, you're going to have to deworm it from 2 weeks, and 2 weeks thereafter until the puppy is 12 weeks old, and then you have to deworm every 3 months. Then there's outside factors like ticks and fleas, where you're going to have to treat that, because even I lost a dog with to tick bite fever. I mean, I'm going to tell that stories, I'm going to share my experiences, and I'm going to share with you how to prevent all of that. So another thing that you have to consider regarding health is that just like us as humans, when we are babies there's certain health, when we are in our teenage adult years there's certain health issues, and when we're older there's certain health issues as well. Now with dogs it's the same thing. With puppies you're going to have to feed it puppy food, you're going to give it medication, vaccinations and deworming and stuff. When it's an adult, you're going to have to feed it adult food and still maintain the normal vaccinations, annual vaccinations, and still every 3 months you're going to deworm it and treat it for tick fever if you're an area that has a lot of ticks and fleas. And then also when it's a senior, like 6 years and older, it's like a grandma, like a magogo right now, so then you're going to have to feed it senior food that is going to be accommodate, or it's going to accommodate a sensitive digestive system, and also see to the needs, because now you're going to look at arthritis and all of those ailments that comes with age. So there's a lot of things that you need to consider regarding health when you look at dogs. So now you're going to have to pet proof your home as well. So I've mentioned a lot of dog breeds. I mean, let's look at my Burbo, Shasha. She, whatever she finds in the mouth, she will chew it, she'll finish it, klar. She'll destroy it. I have Whitey here that digs up everything. They will dig up everything. I mean, we had a husky that will jump in our pond because like I say, they were bred in for colder weather. So when it was warm, in our previous home, he would jump in the pond. So imagine we had fish in there, they wouldn't have survived. And that's how he kept himself cool. So there's a lot of things that you have to look at. If you want to keep a garden, you're going to have to do something to prevent your dogs from getting into your garden, because they will destroy it. And if you don't exercise your dog, if you don't get rid of that excess energy, they will find ways to get rid of the energy, and maybe your car will be the victim. They'll chew on tires, on bumpers, on mud flaps, or whatever they can find. So you have to pet proof your home. You also have to child proof your home, because some dogs do not, especially when you have older dogs and you have kids around, they can do whatever to the dog. I'll share with you a video. Again, I'm gonna feature all my dogs, and I'm gonna tell everyone stories, because there's some experiences with every single dog that I have, and I'm gonna tell that story, and I'm gonna share with you what we went through in order for you to learn from our mistakes and whatever we went through in order to prevent it. Because if you're gonna have children do funny things. I mean, my child was just riding Shasha like a horse right now, but because they grew up together, that's fine. You know, she allows him, and they enjoy each other. I mean, they like best friends. So it's just how you raise your dogs, and how you socialize your dogs with other animals, with other people, in order for no accidents to occur. So also pet friendly. We had females our previous house. I mean, if there's 3 dogs running around and you have females that are in season, they will find a way to get in there. I mean, one day I called the SPCA because these dogs were like causing havoc. And I was at work and my wife says, hey man, these dogs are making a noise. I phoned the SPCA. I said, listen, here's 3 dogs in front of my house. Please can you do something about it? So they came out and they did something about it. But while they were at our house, they told my wife, well, I see you got 3 dogs. Let me inspect your place. Let me see if you are taking care of your dogs. I mean, they came in there and they inspected my place, and the only fault that they could find was that the grass was a bit too long where I kept because we had 2 places where the dogs could stay, and the one place the grass was too long. I mean, the guys that were doing our garden couldn't go in there because Whitey was there, and I was supposed to clean up there, and I haven't been cleaning there. The grass was a little bit too long, and that was the only thing that they complained about. So the question is, if you want to keep dogs, if somebody else, your neighbors or whoever, complains about how you keep your animals, will you be able to pass examinations or inspections like that? I mean, there are certain things like outside, how can I put it, like nature, rain or thunderstorms. I mean, there's a video that I saw, I'll share with you, where my one of the guys that I work with, I saw on his status, he put a picture or video of his Great Dane, where the thunder was too loud, and then what happened was they had to bring him in. I mean, that dog is so big, it covers a two-seater couch. They had to put a towel over his head, and they had to play calming music. If you don't believe me, just watch this video. Similar to the thunderstorms, there's also things like fireworks. I mean, Christmas, New Year's, Diwali, people shoot fireworks. I mean, we stop shooting fireworks because our dogs they get stressed. I mean, we have cats now, and I saw that the cats now they hide under the car. Because of the thunderstorms, we had to keep them calm as well. Let them stay on our bed until the thunderstorm was finished. Is that, are you also shooting fireworks if you have animals? Do you know what kind of stress you put them under? If you do, that can change their whole psyche. They can go psycho and just change behavior. That's a lot of things that you need to consider. Will you be able to care for them in that way? Because if you do have dogs and you do shoot fireworks, your neighbors, I mean, we have neighbors here with sheep and guinea fowls and whatever, and then on this side I think it's goats. At the back there are horses, and I don't know what animal is that. It looks like an ostrich, but it's not an ostrich. But I mean, if we were to come here and shoot fireworks, I mean, they will call the police or the Animal Anti-Cruelty League or SPCA and say, hey, go check what's happening there. I mean, they're putting our animals under stress. That's why we moved here. Also, because at our previous home, people will pass by and just tease our dogs. I mean, they just never get rest. And like I say, I will share those stories with you because there are stories to tell, and I'm gonna share it with every dog that we're gonna feature. So the question is, will you be able to pass an inspection if people were to complain about you? So it's not just about getting a dog because yes, my child wants one, because Bunny has one. It's not because I want the dog because my spouse the dogs are chasing the birds and the birds are chasing them back. I think I have to show you this. Okay, I think they're calm now. You can see Whitey over there. He ran away. They chased him. He must have done something. So, like I said, it's not just about getting a dog and just think you're gonna get a dog because your child is nagging you for a puppy, or your spouse grew up with a dog and you never grew up with a dog and you don't know what to expect. There's a lot of things to consider, and I hope I've covered everything in this video. If I haven't and you have any other questions, leave a comment down below. Let me see how far I can answer your questions. Like I say, I'm not an expert, but we've gone through a lot of things that I'm still going to share with you in the future, and we would like to have this information to be out there so people can be prepared for the kind of dogs that they want. Having said that, we have one St. Bernard, 5-year-old male. that is looking for a place to stay. Now, the previous owners, I know them very well. They had to move, and they moved to a smaller property. And now this is responsible owners, because they know for a Great Dane that needs the space, they can't cater for it anymore. They have to get the dog to somebody that has a bigger space. If you are interested in a Great Dane and you have this space, get in contact me, leave me a comment, send me an email. I'll leave them my email in the description of this video if you are interested. We also have a puppy, a border collie, 4 weeks old, that needs a home. I don't know the full story, but if you are interested in it, let me know. It's 4 weeks old, so you're starting from fresh. If you want a border collie, do your research. It's a cross though, it's not a pure breed border collie, so that's why I don't like crossbreeds, because you don't know what temperament they inherited. You know, it's just difficult to tell. But if you are interested, this is a puppy, 4-week puppy. You can train the dog to be the kind of dog that you need it to be. So if you are looking for a puppy, or if you're looking for a St. Bernard 5-year-old male, the puppy is about thank you, boy. The puppy is about 4 weeks old. And if you do want a puppy, and then I need a bigger bottle. You'll see that in the garage, please. Yeah, the big one in the garage underneath on the yeah, the big one that pumps like that. Yes, bring that one, please. Sorry about that. We're cleaning up and we are disinfecting the place. So you know, it's spring, ticks and fleas. I've been talking about that. So if you are in an area, I don't know how this area is about with ticks and fleas, but I know spring is a breeding season for ticks and fleas. So if you have dogs, if you want some dogs, then you need to be protected. You need to protect your dogs against them. So maybe just look up on it. But anyway, if you're looking for a dog, 5-year-old St. Bernard, looking for a home, 4-week-old. This is a puppy, 4-week-old male border collie cross, looking for a home. Let me know, send me drop me a comment, and then if you have any questions also about the things that I've shared, drop me a comment. I'll answer as much as possible. If you like the video, hit me with a like button. If you don't like it, you know, we can't keep everybody happy, but at least tell us why you're not happy. All right? And then if you think that our videos or the information that we share with on this channel is valuable, please consider subscribing by clicking this button right here, the button with our faces. And I'm gonna leave a video right here just for general, if you just for interest sake, if you want to watch another video. That's it from me for now. Until next time, keep well, stay safe, stay blessed. Away. So the one thing I forgot to mention is fresh water, like that. So you need to be able to provide your dogs with fresh water. Make sure it's not in the sun, because direct sunlight and water will cause some algae problems. I mean, standing water in the sunlight, you will see the dog bowl developing some green whatever in the bowl. So make sure that you, especially in the hot summer months, make sure there's fresh water for them. Keep the water in the shade. I mean, if it's hot, you would like to have some fresh, some cold water, and the same with them. I mean, they will be panting a lot in the winter, I mean the summer, because it's so hot, and they need some fresh water. As you can see, they are standing by to drink because they were running around. So you need to make sure that they have plenty of fresh water during the day. Make sure that you replace that water every day. The dogs are eating now, so as I thinking about things, I'm just shooting. You can see they're all eating. Heidi, Shasha, Heidi, and Whitey over there. You can see they don't fight. But what I was thinking of, what I was forgetting to explain to you, is that do you also have the time to clean out their dog bowls? Because with feeding comes cleaning out the dog bowls, and with eating also comes pooping. Do you have time to clean up the poop as well? And do you know what to do with that poop? Because you can't just use poop for compost, you need to get rid of it. The good thing about buying good dog food is that it comes with strong dog food bags, so we put all the rubble and dog poop in there, and it goes with the municipality when they come fetch our dirt. Heidi's finished vacuum. She eats very fast. So will you have time to do all of that? If yes, by all means, get a dog.